Okay, I want you to do me a quick favor. Just close your eyes for a second. Picture waking up tomorrow morning. The alarm blares, and instantly, this heavy, suffocating wave of exhaustion just hits you. Your chest tightens. Before the sun even clears the horizon, you're already reaching for your phone, and you are immediately bombarded by a barrage of glowing notifications, urgent emails, endless demands. You're doom scrolling before your feet ever even hit the floor. You feel chronically behind on your day, and honestly, maybe even your life, before it officially begins, right? It is the absolute modern recipe for burnout. But here's the thing, it really doesn't have to be a reality.
Which brings us to a terrifying but totally necessary question. It takes about 15 seconds of real, raw honesty to ask yourself, are you becoming a fugitive from your own highest self? Think about it. We spend so much time hiding from our actual potential, just burying our unique gifts in a mountain of mundane tasks and endless busyness. Is your current daily routine actually building a lasting legacy, or are you just slowly wasting your ultimate capabilities? We all have an inherent genius inside of us, every single one of us. But out of fear, or maybe just sheer exhaustion, so many of us are actively running away from it.
And this quote right here perfectly diagnoses the enemy of that genius. We live in a society that is absolutely obsessed with screens. But why? Well, the source material reveals something completely fascinating. Our ancient primitive brains actually seek out these constant digital distractions on purpose. We use our phones to escape. I mean, have you ever sat down to work on a passion project, felt entirely intimidated by just how hard it is, and suddenly found yourself doom scrolling social media for 45 minutes? Yeah, we do this because we're escaping the uncomfortable, raw terror that comes with true personal growth. It takes immense courage to face the fire of mastering your craft, so we just numb ourselves with diversions instead.
Section 1. The 4 Interior Empires. Moving Beyond Mindset.
So how do we break free from that digital death grip? The answer lies in the 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. victory hour. But there's a surprising twist here. You hear a lot of self-improvement gurus talking about optimizing your mindset, right? You know the drill. Change your thinking, change your life. Well, the truth is, calibrating your mindset is actually only 25% of the personal mastery equation. If you really want to be legendary, you have to move way beyond just your mindset. Imagine you're sitting behind the wheel of a multi-million-dollar Ferrari, but you've got the parking brake completely locked in place. You aren't going anywhere. That is exactly what having a world-class mindset feels like if your heart's set, your emotionality is full of anger, sadness, disappointment, or unhealed past pain. You can read all the self-help books in the world and think positive thoughts all day long. But if your emotional life is a toxic mess, you're going to unconsciously procrastinate and sabotage your own lofty aspirations, mostly due to a hidden fear of failure.
So, the absolutely crucial point here is that history makers don't just focus on one area. They build out 4 interior empires. We've got mindset and heart set, but then we add health set, which is your physical, physiology, and vitality. Because let's be real, you can't build a legacy if you literally don't have the physical energy and longevity to sustain it. And finally, soul set. This is your spirituality and inner peace in a completely overstimulated world. Think about how incredibly loud the world is at noon. The profound stillness of 5 a.m. is often the only time it's actually quiet enough to hear your own soul. Cultivating and purifying all 4 of these internal arenas every single morning before the sun comes up is the ultimate golden key. It fortifies you so deeply that when you finally walk out into the chaotic world, you're essentially unconquerable.
Section 2. The 20-20-20 Formula, the morning routine of world builders.
Okay, so practically speaking, how do we actually pull this off? We need a toolkit, a specific framework to actually cultivate these 4 empires daily. The 60-minute victory hour from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. isn't just about waking up early, wandering around the kitchen, and aimlessly drinking coffee while staring at the wall. It's elegantly and ruthlessly split into 3 highly intentional 20-minute pockets: move, reflect, and grow. This structure is a total game changer. Let's break down exactly what happens in each of these pockets to transform your physical and mental reality for the rest of the day. First up, from 5 to 5:20 a.m., you move. And this means intense sweating right out of bed. Why? Because sweating significantly lowers cortisol, which is your fear and stress hormone, and it triggers the release of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of BDNF as literally upgrading your brain's hardware. That heavy, groggy morning brain fog, it completely vanishes, supercharging your cognitive focus. Next, from 5:20 to 5:40, you reflect. You sit in total silence. You journal, you meditate, or you pray.
You're building a profound contrast between the serene morning and the daily chaos that's about to hit, essentially creating a suit of emotional armor. Finally, from 5:40 to 6 a.m., you grow. You read books, listen to audiobooks, study. You are actively upgrading your skills and building your industry acumen while your competitors are literally still fast asleep.
Section 3. Tactics of Lifelong Genius, Amplifiers for Exponential Results.
Now, a phenomenal morning routine is the foundation, for sure, but how do we maintain this elevated state of genius throughout the rest of our day? Think of someone like Thomas Edison. He didn't just stumble into securing over 1,000 patents by sheer accident. He used highly structured tactics. Waking up at 5 a.m. is your foundational, keystone habit. It's kind of the mother of all routines that magically raises the quality of every other behavior you have. But there are 10 specific strategies, these daily tactics that act as massive multipliers. They take your results from linear to truly exponential. Let's highlight 2 of the most powerful ones that you can start implementing today. First is the tight bubble of total focus. I want you to vividly imagine building a massive, impenetrable fortress with a deep moat around your mental energy and your daily time. You are the sole gatekeeper. Anything negative, toxic, or distracting simply gets blocked at the gate. This is absolutely vital because of something called attention residue. Imagine you're deep into writing an important report, and you pause just to quickly check one single work email. Even after you return to the report, a part of your brain is literally stuck thinking about that email. You've just lost 20 minutes of deep focus to attention residue. You cannot do masterful, world-shifting work if your creative attention is constantly fractured like that. Our next amplifier is the 60-10 method, which actually dives into the neurobiology of oscillation. Listen, elite creatives do not just sit at a desk and grind linearly for 10 hours straight without stopping. That's a myth. They alternate 60-minute bursts of ferocious, totally focused intensity with 10-minute periods of deep rest and recovery. And to be crystal clear, that 10 minutes of rest does not mean scrolling TikTok. It means getting up, taking a walk, doing some breathing exercises, or simply staring out a window at the clouds. Elite professionals operate like sprinters, not marathoners. They cycle awesome output with time to genuinely refuel, preventing them from burning out their gifts over a long career, because ultimately longevity is the key to being legendary.
Section 4. Own your morning. Reaching the automaticity point.
All right, I know exactly what you're thinking right now. You're saying, waking up at 5 a.m. sounds awful. I'm going to be exhausted. I'm going to be cranky. My head is going to absolutely pound. And you know what? At first, you absolutely will be. But that temporary suffering is the necessary cost of rewiring your neural pathways. Science shows it takes exactly 66 days of strict habit installation to reach what is called the automaticity point. And the messy middle of this journey? It's tough. Imagine it's day 14. It's pouring rain outside, it's freezing, and the bed is just so warm. Every single fiber of your being will scream at you to hit snooze. But pushing through that exact moment of intense, agonizing friction is how neuroplasticity actually works. If you can survive the 66-day installation phase, a profound shift happens. Waking up at 5 a.m. literally becomes easier than sleeping in.
Which leaves us with this final, incredibly powerful thought to close out our explainer today. It's time to stop being a fugitive from your highest self. So I'll ask you, are you ready to stop hiding from your own inherent greatness? Tomorrow morning, the sun is going to rise whether you are awake or not. The only question is, will you be awake and fully armed to meet it, or will you just hit snooze on your own potential? The choice is entirely yours. Set your alarm, step into your greatness, own your morning, and elevate your life.